everyone, good morning from Virginia. Welcome back to my channel and also to a brand new exciting vlog. I have been waiting to visit the Air and Space Museum in Virginia for the longest time, and here I am today. Had some amazing breakfast on the way before we were about to hit the big day. Welcome to Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center, which is a part of the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Virginia is around 4 hours from New Jersey. With one breakfast stop, it took us around 5 hours to reach. Wow was my first reaction when I entered this larger-than-life museum. Located near the end of Washington Dulles International Airport's runway, this Air and Space Museum is an absolute stunner. Come, let's explore. The museum has a massive exhibit with the Boeing Aviation hangar displaying over 200 aircrafts. It includes an Air France Concorde, the last remaining World War I era aircrafts, the largest collection of Japanese and German World War II aircrafts in the world, and so much more. The first aircraft that we witnessed was the SR71 Blackbird. This is literally the fastest jet-propelled aircraft that has operated globally in extreme hostile airspace. Flying more than 3 times the speed of sound, generates 316-degree temperature on the external aircraft surface, which is enough to melt conventional aluminum airframes. Therefore, the design team chose to make jet's external skin of titanium alloy to which shielded the internal aluminum airframe. These power plants had to operate across a huge speed envelope in flight, from a takeoff speed of 334 km per hour to 3,540 km per hour when in flight. After the Air Force began to operate the SR-71A, it acquired the official name Blackbird for the special black paint that covered the airplane. This paint was formulated to absorb radar signals to radiate some of the tremendous air fumes heat generated by air friction, and also to camouflage the aircraft against the dark skies and enemies at high altitude. The next thing that I saw was something I never really expected to see in my whole life. It was almost unreal. Discovery was the third space shuttle orbiter vehicle to fly in space. It entered service in 1984 and retired from space flight as the oldest and most accomplished orbiter, the champion of the fleet. Discovery flew 39 Earth orbital missions, spent a total of 365 days in space, and traveled almost 240 million kilometers. It shuttled 184 men and women into space and back. During construction, Discovery was fitted with several black tiles which still have the burnt marks on them, the heat while entering into Earth's atmosphere. The 3,600 kg space shuttle had flown 149 million miles in 39 missions, completed 5,830 orbits, and spent 365 days in the orbit over 27 years. Discovery was rolled on its final wheel stop in the museum on 19th April 2012. Early space food was primarily composed of bite-sized cubes, freeze-dried powder, and thick liquid stuffed in aluminum. These could also include ice cream, shrimp, strawberry, but everything had to be freeze-dried. This is the Apollo 11 command module, which was the living quarters for Neil Armstrong during most of the first crewed lunar landing mission in July 1969. After the splashdown of Apollo 11 in mid-Pacific Ocean, a recovery helicopter dropped the US Navy swimmers to stabilize the module by attaching and inflating a custom-made flotation collar, which you can see right here. The next aircraft gave me goosebumps, like literally. I think this is one aircraft everyone knows about in the world. This is the infamous Inola Gay, the plane that wiped out Hiroshima and Nagasaki on August 6, 1945. And I'm standing right below it. Such a strange feeling. Boeing's B-29 Superfortress was the most sophisticated propel-driven bomber to fly during World War II and the first bomber to house its crew in pressurized compartments. During the war in the Pacific area, the B-29 delivered the first nuclear used in combat. Inola Gay dropped a high-enriched plutonium impulsion type of atomic bomb on Nagasaki, Japan. On August 14, 1945, the Japanese accepted defeat. This is the first supersonic airliner to enter service. The Concorde flew thousands of passengers across the Atlantic at twice the speed of sound over 25 years. Designed and built by France and Britain, the graceful Concorde was a stunning technological achievement that faced several economic problems later. This aircraft was meant for the rich, for whom speed was critical. It could cross Atlantic in fewer than 4 hours, half the time of a conventional jet airliner. However, its high operating costs resulted in very high fares that limited the number of passengers who could afford to fly it. This forced the reduction of service until all Concordes were retired in 2003. First flown in late 1938, the Boeing 307 was the first airliner with a pressurized fuselage. It could carry 33 passengers in great comfort and cruise at 6,096 meters while maintaining a cabin pressure of 2,438 meters. This allowed the Clipper to fly above most bad weather, thereby providing a faster and smoother ride. There were so many aircrafts from so many different eras. It was obviously difficult to show and explain all, so I chose the most iconic ones to talk about in detail. The vibe of the entire museum was so exciting. You need one entire day to look around the museum if you want to learn most of it. And the best part of the museum is that they have a ramp built above so that you can have an aerial view of all the aircrafts. This is the first prototype of Boeing's commercial airplanes, which later on dramatically altered commercial air transportation. The TomCat is a supersonic twin-engine variable sweep-wing two-place strike fighter plane. Its primary mission include precision strike against ground target, air superiority, and fleet air defense. It was almost 4:30 p.m. and we wanted to try one of the flight simulators. It was real fun experience. As you get inside the capsule, you feel you're flying. It was such a fun-filled learning experience today. If you get an opportunity, definitely visit this iconic place. It's almost like time travel. This is also good for people who have special interest in aircrafts. After a long day, we are going back to check in our hotel. The next vlog will be even more exciting, I promise. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and put a thumbs up. See you in another vlog. Bye bye.